Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be showing you my November Plan With Me monthly setup. This theme took me a while to decide what I wanted to do, but I'm actually quite happy with how it turned out. It's super simple and minimalistic, so I hope you guys can follow along if you like it. I ended up going with a bit of a beach, ocean, sea, watercolor theme, and I hope you like how it turned out. So on my November cover page, I started with this simple but cute little drawing of a little whale in a kind of like a light bulb filled with water. It's kind of random, but I saw a similar one on Pinterest and I wish I could credit the author, but I can't find them anywhere, and I thought it'd be such a cute little cover page illustration. So I just drew it first in my Artline pens, and then I went in with my watercolors. You'll see during this video that I use these water-filled watercolor paintbrushes, which I think are really great because like you don't have to have a cup of water or anything next to you. You can just kind of like squeeze on the pen and a little bit of water comes out, and I think it makes applying the watercolor a lot easier as well. So yeah, I just filled those little bits in, and then that was pretty much it for the front illustration. And then I just went in with my pen tool brush pen and wrote November at the bottom. And like I always do, use my grey zebra mildliner to also go over the November letters to create a little bit of a shadow. And then that was my cover page done. Then when we go over to my monthly layout, you can kind of see that the water seeped through a little bit, but you'll see later on it dries, you can't even see it really at all. But that is the great thing about these Archer and Olive notebooks. The pages are so thick that I can do so many layers of watercolor and still use it at the next page, which I think is really great. So what I did for my monthly layout is basically just kind of mapped out where the days of the month would go, and then saw what room I had left and used that room to draw a bunch of coral and like an ocean floor. A bunch of different little doodles, and you can see that I put like a white piece of paper underneath the page as I am drawing to the edges, and that just enables me not to draw on the page behind it, but I can still go to the edges, but it'll just go on that extra white piece of paper. Then I drew the square boxes, and you can see I did make a mistake at the top there, but nothing a bit of whiteout won't fix. Plus my usual black shadow boxes with my Crayola Super Tip helped disguise those a little bit as well. And then I went back in with my watercolors and basically colored in the reef floor, and I used a bunch of different colors to make it nice and vibrant, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. Super basic. I think anyone could give this a go, and it's kind of a thing where you just gotta like trust the process, because when you first draw it doesn't look that great, but I think once it's all colored in with the watercolors it turns out really nice. And then I went back in with some zebra mildliners and drew the headings and a little circle for each day of the month. And I like to use a separate colour for the weekend, just to sort of distinguish the weekend from the weekdays. I had a little bit of extra space on the side, so I just added a little to-do column, as I did have a few things that I wanted to jot down for what I need to do this month. And then we go on to my next page. Like I've said many times, and I will say it again, I don't use that many trackers. The main one I just use is a budget tracker, because I find if I have too many trackers, I'm not going to keep up with them. And with bullet journaling, you just got to find what works for you and stick with that. So this budget tracker and this layout I've used for many months now, and it works, so I'm going to continue doing it. But I do like to change up the header to suit the theme. So for this one, I wrote budget in this sort of ocean font that I got a bit of inspiration from a Pinterest photo from Shutterstock, super random one, of the alphabet, and basically they're all different objects and things related to the sea, but in the letters of the alphabet. And then before I colored that in, I thought I'd draw the other side of the page as well, so then I could do all the watercolor at the same time. And this one was a jellyfish, and this was going to be for a little quote page filler in, and the jellyfish was inspired by an account on Instagram called Bullet with E. So then I just went back with my watercolors and filled in the budget title. So as you can see, there's all different things there, like a lighthouse, an anchor, rope, a buoy, different things like that. And then I also went in with a subtle hint of purple for the jellyfish. Then you'll see me rule the lines for the budget, which I do this layout every month. Super simple, but works really well. So I have a column for the date, the description of what it is, if it's a plus or a minus in terms of income or expense, and then the total balance I'm at, and then obviously the end total at the bottom. Then for the quote page, I just wrote go with the flow with my pen tool brush pen again, and also went over it with my zebra mild liner in grey for that added shadow look. A really simple quote, but I think something that is a really nice reminder in life, but also goes with the jellyfish as well as he blobs along. So then that page is done, and then we go over to my first weekly spread. Now this illustration of the lighthouse, I gained inspiration from an account called Video with B. It was a really old post that she did including a lighthouse, and I thought it was really cute, but I adapted it to use in a weekly spread. So first I drew it with the Artline pens, and then I went in with the watercolors again. I also went back in and fixed the title in the other one to color in the little yellow window, as I forgot to do that as I did it here. Then really simple layout for the days of the week. I just drew a box for the day of the month it is, and then a grey line for the day of the week, and just wrote that in there. Really minimalistic, and I was able to fit a bunch of days in there for a busy time, and that was that. So that is my monthly plan with me setup. I really hope you guys like it. If you do want to see more, please follow me on Instagram at Handmade by Jess Lee, where I will be posting all of these spreads and the rest of the ones for the month, and I will tag all the inspiration and everything on there. Please give this video a like and subscribe, as it really would mean a lot to me. And if you do recreate any of these spreads, please tag me on Instagram, as I'd love to see it. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!